Audio test. This is the facilitator mic. And we have echo. Audio test. Audio test. All right. Audio test. Podium mic. Podium mic. Audio test on the podium mic.
Sorry, I was.
Good morning to our city staff and executives who are joining us here in the hearing room. Good morning as well to our attendees who are joining us on the virtual platform. If there are any members of the public who wish to offer public commentary or commentary on any of our agenda items, please raise your hand. I will ask you to unmute, identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on. I'll record your information and I'll call upon you when we reach your item. Good morning, Audit LA.
Good morning, TJ. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I would like to speak on public comment and all items, please.
Very well, I have you down for public comment and all items. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. Children's voices matter. Would you like to offer commentary this morning?
Yes, thank you. Public comment, please.
Very well, I have you down for public comment.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll put you back on mute and lower your hand. And moving on to Laura FM, good morning.
Good morning, TJ. I'm going to do general public comment today.
Very well, I have you down for public comment.
Thanks.
Thank you. I'm going to put you back on mute and lower your hand. Gigi, good morning.
Good morning, TJ. I want general public comment, please.
I'm sorry, I missed that. General public comment?
Yes.
Very well. Thank you, Gigi. I am going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. If there's any other member of the public who wishes to offer commentary, please raise your hand, identify yourself for the record, and I'll call upon you and ask you to identify yourself and which item you'd like to speak on. And then we will call upon you when we reach your item. It is 9:50. The board meeting will start in approximately 10 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, city staff, executives, and members of the public. If there's anyone joining us who wishes to offer public comment, if you're here in the hearing room, there's speaker cards located in the back of the room. If you'd kindly fill one out, indicate which item you'd like to speak on, and hand it to me for the record. I will call upon you when we reach your item. And for those members of the public who are joining us on the virtual platform, if you wish to offer commentary and you've not already done so, if you'd please raise your hand. I'll ask you to identify yourself and which item you'd like to speak on and record your information. And then I'll call upon you when we reach your item. I do see a couple of hands raised. Yvonne, good morning.
Morning, general public comment.
Thank you, Yvonne. I have you done for
Thank
public
you.
comment. And Miriam, good morning.
Good morning, TJ. General public comment.
Very well, I have you down for public comment. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. It is 9:58. If there's anyone else who wishes to offer public comment and you've not already done so, please raise your hand at this time. Currently, I have Audit LA, Children's Voices Matter, Laura FM, Gigi, Yvonne, and Miriam. And I have no speaker cards received here in the hearing room. It's 9:58. We should get started momentarily. Thank you. And President King, we're now in record mode and ready to begin.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for Monday, December 1st, 2025. Mr. Knight, please take roll and establish quorum.
Thank you, President Kang. Good morning, President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, Commissioner Mitchell, and Commissioner Cardenas are present. We do have a quorum. We're joined this morning by City Attorney Representative Thomas Costello Vega. I'm TJ Knight with the Board of Public Works. President Kang, we have no speaker cards in the hearing room, and we have 6 public comments and 1 multiple agenda item comment on the virtual platform. We have no neighborhood council commentary submitted this morning.
Thank you very much. We will get started with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items, and will be provided up to 1 minute per person, up to a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to subject matters which are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. The board may not take any action on any matters discussed during the public comment period. We do not have any in-person speakers, so we will transition to our virtual platform.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll go ahead and start with Audit LA, followed by Children's Voices Matter. Audit LA, you have 60 seconds to offer your public comment.
Good morning. I'm going to ask for 3 things. First of all, just please send an inspector to L. Ron Hubbard Way because they still have that 25-foot towers on the easement and all these lights hanging, over the archway of the street and wires hooked up everywhere. I don't have confidence that it's legal or safe, and it's not a building and safety issue because it's on the street. Please do that. Also, I'm asking you to please do not to please follow up on the last egregious one that I did email you all about. It was egregious. Please follow up and cite violations on that, and then please stop giving them any permits until they are put in check and they are held accountable for what they're already doing. Because at this point, and well, for decades, they can just snub their nose at the cities.
That's 60
And to
seconds. Thank you.
thank you.
And we'll move next to Children's Voices Matter.
Greetings all. The following are disparaging quotes L. Ron Hubbard said regarding different groups of people, most too heinous to repeat. L. Ron Hubbard said of East India, "It's a wonderful place, except for its people." That was from the Control of Hysteria lecture dated 15 April 1957. Regarding Chinese, they smell of baths they didn't take and called them the C word, from his personal journal. Said racially degrading things about Egyptians, South Africans, Black Americans, and Japanese peoples. He thought Africans made good laborers and were illiterate. Please take back L. Ron Hubbard Way like LeConte Street. Thank you. I yield back my time.
And we'll move next to Lara FM, followed by Gigi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so again, I'm talking about L. Ron Hubbard Way revoking put the name back to North Berendo. I'm going to play a clip from 17 years ago with KCAL 9 News, literally.
Scientology, why residents are upset at the church, and what they want done. Tonight, it's the Church of Scientology against a group of its Hollywood neighbors.
The same shit 17 years ago. They claim security guards sealed off the street on weekends. This is the same stuff happening, you guys. I'm going to keep calling this in, and I will send this clip to the board so you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is what we're asking to revoke.
On the matter that has caught the attention of the LA City Council.
Has it caught your attention?
Signs, the speakers, and the
So I'm going to send this video so the board gets it. The same thing, the permit, these things are being built, these big tents in the parking lots, on the streets. They don't have permits. They're violating. They've been doing it. Please do something about it.
That's 60
Please stop
seconds.
giving that.
And we'll move next to Gigi, followed by Yvonne.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. You have 60 seconds.
Okay, so I'm wondering why any entity would be allowed to get permits if they are constantly violating the terms of the permits. If there's not a single instance where the permit was actually followed, why would any entity be allowed to get a permit? Like, why is that allowed in LA? Why are you guys allowing that with any entity? You should also be sending inspectors when you have these permits. Why aren't you sending these inspectors to these different entities and people that are getting these permits? Why aren't inspectors being used? Thank you. I yield my time.
And thank you. We'll move next to Yvonne, followed by Miriam.
In an effort to understand the codes and policies and procedures, I have tried to untangle them for you. This has been a long process on my part, and I hope that you listen. You have the authority and the duty to close the Winter Wonderland as part of your responsibility in issuing permits. The Department of Public Building Safety also has that duty. Please see to it that no more special event permits are given to Scientology without the ability to fully enforce those permits and the conditions therein. Thank you.
And we'll move next to Miriam.
Hi, I want to continue also on the Winter Wonderland on Hollywood Boulevard at the Cult of Scientology Information Center, the empty lot next to it. is used to lure innocent people to see Santa Claus and at the same time to be recruited into the cult of Scientology. All the constructions regarding this Winter Wonderland event has been done by slave labor working for Scientology for the next billion years. None of them have the right type of safety education. Some of them might not even have a valid visa in the States currently. So I really urge you to go and do an inspection, both at L. Ron Hubbard Way and on Hollywood Boulevard. I yield back my time.
Thank you, President King. That concludes public commentary. However, there is another hand raised on the virtual platform if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Mr. Anderson, would you like to offer public comment this morning?
Yes, I would like to offer public comment, and I would also like to go ahead and offer comment on the minutes.
Very well. This is the public comment portion, so go ahead. You have 60 seconds on public comment.
Thank you. I'm a longtime listener. I usually don't comment, and this is my first time commenting. I went back and I reviewed a discussion that was placed at this board meeting on November 22nd, 2024, where the Board of Public Works asked Manuel Perez, or a representative of the Bureau of Street Services, to come forward and talk about what was going on to address some of our concerns. He addressed the special permit process, the citation and enforcement process, and the fact that there are only 30 investigators. Wow, that time's going fast. Commissioners Grant, Mitchell, and Kang were present. The LAMC section 4120 spells out clearly what the duties and responsibilities of street closures are. And with the limited time I have left, I'm just going to go ahead and say that the other party is committing Bain Act violations and taking the street as if they own it, and they don't own the street.
Yet that's 60 seconds. And I do see another hand raised. Georgina, would you like to offer public comment this morning?
Yes, please. And I'd like to speak on minutes and not be skipped this time. I was skipped Friday.
Okay, you have 60 seconds to offer your public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm really concerned why Scientology keeps getting all of these passes. They violate every single permit you guys give them. No one ever inspects their structures. No one ever inspects what they're doing. The police never have a copy of the permit. When the police are shown a permit, they're shown the permit request, which is very different terms than the actual permit. They are constantly being given leeway after leeway. They violate every clause in their permits. They don't even get the permits until the very last minute, so they can bypass a lot of these areas, which is a huge loophole in your process. They're willing to pay the little extra fee and be done with it, but that means they're bypassing inspections, they're bypassing neighbor notification. It needs to be addressed. Thank you.
President King, that concludes public commentary this morning.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close general public comment portion of today's meeting and move forward with multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment period for up to 1 minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item, and please identify the items that you will speak on when you are called. We do not have any in-person speakers, and we will transition to a virtual platform.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll start with Audit LA. Please identify which item you're speaking on, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. I'm going to start off with number 3. It's an interesting, today's agenda items are interesting, but you're going to collect all the trash and you want to evaluate it. I want to say that it seems like a waste of money in our budget crisis, but then there's another part of me that it's like, I wish it would be specific by area, because I would love to see what you would see if you evaluated the trash of Scientology Blue Building. From what we know, you're going to see that the amount of food waste does not equal what people need, and it's going to be just a lot of basic like rice and beans, and you're going to see not a lot of medicine and necessary things that people normally need. So I would love to have that report. Maybe that would help make our points more clear. When it comes to number 4, mattress collection, another quirky item, but it is very important. And I do appreciate this one as being a person in a chair. There are many times I am hindered, because, and I have to go back up and go back to the past entryway, and go into the street and then go up the next driveway. And sometimes I'm going a long way because there's not a whole lot of egresses into a street, just to avoid a mattress that people throw away and don't bother to not, put it on the sidewalk. And I can't go and lift it up. So that's why I rarely go anywhere if I'm alone, because of that. And especially at night, people have no idea how terrorizing mattresses are to people in chairs. They are one of the biggest nemesis out there, and I deal with them almost on a daily basis, because sadly it seems like a lot of beds are going in the trash. I wish it was because people are buying new and better beds, but I think the reality is that people are being evicted at alarming rates. Then I want to go to number 2. They, here we go with this is a massive upgrade, almost doubling the budget. That alarms me. Like I said, I think you guys are doing better at asking questions, but I think you really need to get better at, making sure they all have everything in order when they come to you to begin with. And they should really have a tight ship where we don't have to always have these increases. And it's okay to say no. Like, I do like the one where I forget the number, where the bids, and you're like, no, we're not going to take these bids, we're going to redo it. And so it sounds like they're self regulating, which is good. But you guys, I would like to see the board say no more times.
And that's 3 minutes. Thank you. We do have 2 single item commenters on the minutes. If you like, we can take those next.
Yes, please.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll go ahead with Mr. Anderson. You indicated you wish to offer commentary on the minutes, and you'll have 60 seconds to offer your commentary.
Thank you. I'd like to say that when I was doing my research back on the meeting that took place well over a year ago on November 22nd, 2024, that I was able to find that the minutes were sufficient. Actually, they weren't. I'm proud to say that the minutes right now comply with Robert's Rules of Order, which was adopted in 1876. But however, there's better technology available. And honestly, the way the minutes are kept and the way everything's documented is at least 20 years behind your peers. And I wish you guys could come into compliance with that. That being said, going back to my research into your archive for November 22nd, 2024, the video that's available on the website leads to nothing. So even the commissioners that were not there, the new commissioners, can't go back to that meeting and review what was said. I'm encouraging you to go ahead and offer or ask the Bureau of Street Services to come back and give another presentation.
That's 60 seconds. And next we have Georgina. You indicated that you wish to speak on the minutes.
Yes, and I think I should be given 2 minutes for being skipped on Friday. It's the 4th time I've been skipped.
So it's 60 seconds for the item that you wish to speak on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the minutes need to have much improvement. You're not including the comments the public is making. If you were including the comments the public was making, maybe it would be on record that I keep getting continually skipped. I don't know why my voice is particularly annoying that you want to silence it. And no offense to TJ, because 2 of the times it happens, it was not under TJ's watch, it was during a substitute. But it did happen twice with you, TJ, although we were able to correct the one time because I spoke up and got my minute in anyway. But if it was included in the minutes, maybe that could be corrected and people wouldn't be skipped. It's not fair to be silenced like that. I think you need to get your system together and get your tech department tasked more sufficiently. Thank you. I yield back my time.
And President Kang, with that concludes multiple and single item commentary.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close the multiple item public comment portion of today's meeting and move forward with the approval of minutes for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a first and a second?
So moved.
First by Commissioner Cardenas, seconded by Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you, President Kang. For approval of minutes, we'll take a roll call vote, starting with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes, and this item is approved unanimous.
Thank you very much. Moving to item number 1, which is on consent, related to the mayor's approval, related to the letter of agreement between BCA and the Coral Southern California. I'll move. Is there a second? First by myself, seconded by Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll take a roll call vote on item 1, on approval of item 1, starting with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes. Item 1 is approved unanimous, and we'll move forward forthwith.
Thank you very much. Moving to item number 2 from the Bureau of Engineering, revised TOS number 55, ACOM.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Coakley, and I am the project manager for this task order solicitation board report that I'll be sharing with you today. This is to revise the task for solicitation number 55 to ACOM Technical Services Incorporated for project management and process engineering support services. We are recommending the Board of Public Works authorize the city engineer to issue a revision of the task for task order solicitation number 55 to ACOM, increasing the budget authority from $8 million to $15 million to provide project management and process engineering support services to the Bureau of Engineering, Environmental Engineering Division for LA sanitation projects. And to just give some background on this task order solicitation, the Environmental Engineering Division undertakes projects of varying complexity, focusing on repairing or replacing deteriorated and outdated facilities to ensure a safe, operable, and reliable wastewater treatment system. To manage these projects, the Environmental Engineering Division utilizes consultants for 2 distinct roles, project management and process engineering. The project management consultants are responsible for initiating projects, managing schedules and budgets, and coordinating design activities. The process engineering consultants are responsible for technical work of troubleshooting process-related issues, preparing detailed process descriptions and flow diagrams, and reviewing piping and instrumentation diagrams. Task order solicitation number 55 was issued to provide project management and process engineering support to the Environmental Engineering Division in support of LA sanitation projects in all phases of the projects. There are various forthcoming as well as ongoing LA sanitation projects that require the expert services provided by this task order solicitation. However, the currently approved budget of $8 million is not sufficient to support these projects. The term of engagement for this task is anticipated to be through the term of the contract, with a revised budget authority not to exceed $15 million. Currently, we have pretty much exhausted all funds, all of the $8 million funds. So we are in pretty big need of this additional funding. The task revision will provide proper budget that is needed to cover ACOM services through 2027 and align with LA Sanitation's project schedules. The task is subject to Business Inclusion Program outreach requirements, which ACOM has complied with so far and will continue to comply with. And then just some more details. So ACOM has about 10 consultants that regularly bill for Environmental Engineering Division staff augmentation that work alongside us at the division. There are another 4 to 6 that help with quality, like QA/QC reviews of plans and specs for us. And they also work on our projects on a lump sum project basis for varying projects. So yeah, there's the background, and that's what we're requesting. Any questions on this?
Thank you very much, Commissioners. We have a question from Commissioner Cardenas.
Yes, thank you. Do you know how many existing projects AECom was working on the initial $8 million task order?
As far as like, so they work in house with us, as well as on a lump sum basis. So are you asking how many?
Just roughly, how many are they working on? 30 projects alongside the team, or are they working on 2 projects? Is it 100 projects?
It would be along the probably 30 to 50 project range. Over the course of the $8 million, I would say more than that, but currently I would say around 30 projects
So
that
that's
they have their hands on. Yeah.
so their burn rate is about 8 million. So another 7 million for through 2027.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you. Sorry, I missed the initial briefing on this. When was the initial date of this toss? When it came before the board requesting the 8 million?
That is a good question that I don't know the answer to off the top of my head. I know that it's been active for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm wondering is, at that time, why you anticipated or came before the board requesting 8 million and did not anticipate basically doubling the amount that you need for these supplemental services?
I do have the answer to that question, and I'm just trying to answer your first question.
Good, because that's actually the more important question. The first one is not as important.
Okay, so
is the second one.
I do have the answer to your first one, which the task was issued in October 2022. Back at that time, a lot of projects were on hold. Sanitation was working toward getting their rates increased, so we just didn't really have the funding to do the projects that we needed to do, and we're kind of in a holding pattern and not knowing when we would come out of a holding pattern, which we have now, and the projects are kind of flooding in a way. Additionally, the consultants' rates have gone up fairly significantly. It's a really competitive market right now, especially with process engineers are very difficult to come by. So that's another contributing factor, just rate increases and more projects than we had anticipated for it. It was difficult to anticipate what was going to happen with the sanitation rate increase and how that would affect our work.
Thank you. I appreciate your pun about the projects flooding in now. I guess part of this is also for instructing the board when future requests come in, making sure that what budget deficit does in terms of holding on projects and how we in fact determine whether or not the amount allocated is appropriate. That I realize one sense projects were on hold. On the other problem is, though, there is sort of a gotcha moment where we're going to ask for 8. We got all this stuff in the back room that could come later, and then all of a sudden 2 years later, 3 years later, we're going to actually double it. I understand the process. I understand it makes complete sense to me, but I think in terms of us being able to question future proponents of a task order, to be able to sort of ascertain what exactly is going to be the amount that this is request. Because once you're halfway in, once you've begin to cross the river, there's no point in turning back. You might as well finish going all the way across. So I think it'll be helpful for us to be able to sort of understand how should we in fact make the determination of what exactly is the amount that we need to approve.
Yeah.
And who can forecast? I understand that.
Yeah, it's hard to forecast. And then the other factor is there's a lot of vacancies in our position that positions have been frozen with our budget situation, and we have been unable to fill a lot of our own positions because of what has been happening with that. So that's contributing as well, which are all pretty unforeseen conditions.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? And then I think lastly, I think it'll be helpful. I did ask this, roughly how many ACOM staff are working within engineering on a day-to-day basis?
So roughly 15.
15.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you very much. Seeing no other discussion, is there a first and a
Second.
first by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by Commissioner Cardenas?
Thank you, President King. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item 2, starting with you, President King.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes, and this item is adopted subject to conditions forthwith.
Thank you very much. Item number 3 from the Bureau of Sanitation for TOS S-053 Tetra Tech.
Yes, just making sure everyone can hear me. All right. Good morning, esteemed commissioners, city attorney, and assistant executive officer. My name is Vincent Chow, and I am an environmental engineering associate with LA Sanitation and Environment. Today, LA San is requesting to award task order solicitation S053 to Tetra Tech in order to conduct waste characterizations of the city's black and green bin material. So for some context, the California Senate Bill 1383 was passed in 2016. This Senate bill mandated the diversion of organic materials such as food waste away from the landfills. In order to comply with this legislation, the city of Los Angeles made an update to its residential curbside program in January of 2023, allowing all residents and all residential customers of LA San to start putting their food waste and food soil paper into the green bin on top of their existing yard trimmings. In order to determine the success of this program and find out how much food waste is actually being diverted away from the black bin and into the green bin, LA San is intending to onboard an on-call consulting consultant engineering in order to essentially conduct these waste categorizations and find out for ourselves. Now, based on the pre-proposal meeting for this TOS, a total of 5 firms attended, with 1 firm submitting a proposal. After a very careful deliberation, Tetra Tech was selected for this contract, primarily due to both their technical expertise as well as their experience in conducting waste characterizations for LA San back in 2019, as well as Los Angeles County in 2020. Under the agreed terms, Tetra Tech will collect material from routes that are identified by LA Sanitation in each of the 15 council districts. They'll then take those materials, compile it into a central location, sort those materials so that we can determine their composition, and then finally report back to LA San with the results of what they found. A total of 2 waste characterizations will be conducted, each spaced out approximately 4 months apart so that we can capture any changes due to seasonal fluctuations. Now, the contract term for this project will be for 1 year with an optional 3-month extension. The cost ceiling for this project is $749,452, and this project is fully funded through the CalRecycle SB 1383 Local Assistance Grant. If requested, LA San is also willing to provide any updates to the board regarding route selection as well as the results of our waste characterizations. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm open to any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. I think this is very much timely, given our current rollout with our green bins. Any questions or comments from the commissioners? And as I mentioned earlier, I think it will be very helpful if sanitation makes a concerted effort of selecting the diversity of neighborhoods in terms of the density, in terms of sort of the ethnic background, so that we can better analyze, single family homes versus duplexes, apartments, et cetera, from like rural areas to very much metropolitan and student areas like Westwood and North Ridgewood University. So thank you for that. Any other questions or comments? Vice President Chavez.
Just a request, once we get the analysis, the data, it would be great to get a presentation to this board about the results, just to see, how effective the program has been. Do we need to tailor it to be more effective, because the reality is that, you know, every city is subject to these requirements, and everyone's kind of approaching it in a slightly different manner. So it would be great to get our data, but also do a comparative analysis with other municipalities and how they are reaching their diversion goals. So would appreciate that.
All right. Thank you so much for your feedback, President Kay, and thank you for the suggestion, Vice President Chavez.
Thank you very much. President Pro Tem Grant.
Sorry, just to follow up on Vice President Chavez's comments, is there any plan in terms of, say, we find one neighborhood has been more effective in separating black and blue or green bin waste from another, going deeper into find out what is the reason, what's the understanding in that community that in fact enable them to be more better at separating as opposed to others?
So we do not have any plans in place at the moment, but we will be using the results of the waste categorization to guide our outreach efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing no other discussion, is there a first and a second?
Second.
First by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by Commissioner Cardenas.
Thank you, President King. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item 3, starting with you, President King.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes. Item 3 is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, too.
Item number 4, LOA Used Mattress Collection Compensation Program.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Commissioners Kang, Chavez, Grant, Cardenas, Mitchell, Mr. Knight, Mr. Costello-Vega. Thank you for having us today. My name is Nick Nuccio. I am an environmental engineering associate at LA Sanitation and Environment, and I manage the mattress recycling program. We have a brief presentation to show you, which we are setting up right now. We good? Can everyone see it? Can everyone hear me well? Okay. Okay, awesome. So today we're discussing a proposed LOA for our mattress recycling compensation program with the Mattress Recycling California Council, or MRC. So you may know that LA San offers unlimited bulky item collection at no additional charge to all residents of the city of LA. No matter if you live in a multifamily or a single family home, all you have to do is call in a request to get your bulky items, including mattresses, picked up from your home at no additional charge. We also have bulky item drop-off events offered once per month at 5 locations around the city, where residents can bring bulky items, including mattresses, to drop off for proper disposal. Through these programs, we collect about 37,500 mattresses per year, which is about 1,000 tons, and these are recycled to reduce landfill waste and greenhouse gas emissions. So when residents of the state of California go into a store and buy a mattress, they pay a $16 per unit mattress recycling fee. And that fee goes to an organization called MRC, which is designated by the state of California to take those fees and then use them responsibly to support recycling throughout the state. And so some of the many services that they provide using this fee include providing free recycling services for mattresses to municipalities at no cost, providing free transportation of mattresses from the municipalities who collect them, like the city, to the recyclers. And then if they cannot provide that for any logistical reasons, they will reimburse the city for providing such transportation themselves. So in the city, we utilize all 3 of those. The MRC provides free recycling services, and then depending on what location of the city the mattresses are collected from, we will deal with the transportation differently. So in the West Valley Waste Shed, mattresses are picked up by LA San, and then they're consolidated at the yard by a staff from MRC at our West Valley Sanitation Yard, I should say. And then MRC will pick them up and deliver them to our mattress recycler, which is called Crystal Materials in South LA, free of charge. In the rest of the city, we found that that setup isn't possible due to a lack of space at our collection yards. So for the rest of the city, the mattresses are picked up on city trucks from bulky item routes and then driven directly to Crystal Materials. Since 2017, the city has partnered with MRC through this program, and we've recycled over 200,000 mattresses, which is about 5,500 tons of mattress material. About 73.7% of that material is recovered on average, and of that, about 7.6% of the material is going to be actually reused or renovated, and 63.5% of the material is recycled. So over 50% of the material by weight that we're actually able to recover from these mattresses is steel. This is typically from the wires in spring mattresses. And we'll take that and we'll use it. That will be sent to scrap metal recycling markets. Some other things we are able to recycle include the wood. This is typically wood found in box springs. And we're able to use that for mulch, wood pallets, and other applications. And then for some of the more textile-like portions of the mattress, the quilt, the mattress topper, and the foam materials, we're able to take that and recycle it into carpet padding. So the LOA that we're here to discuss today, which is for a date of July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2040, is specifically to set those rates of reimbursement for the areas of the city in which the city is providing the transportation and MRC is reimbursing us. On average, LA San has received about $100,000 to $105,000 per year in reimbursement from MRC in the past. One of the main purposes of this LOA is to help us renegotiate the rates and then set them at a higher price for the next 15 years. So in the first year of the LOA, we anticipate a reimbursement of about $132,000, which is a 24.7% increase from what we were receiving in the past. The LOA also guarantees annual CPI-based rate increases every July, which we're estimating to be about 3.96%. Over the course of the LOA, we expect to receive about $2.6 million in reimbursement, and this includes retroactive compensation for all the services that the city has provided since July 1st. Thank you, and I can answer any questions that you have.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Commissioners, any questions or comments? And then can you briefly remind me, these days there are different types of mattresses from your foam, like Tempur-Pedic, to your traditional box frame, how that differs.
So any mattress that fits on a bed is able to be recycled through our program. This includes foam mattresses, spring mattresses, etc. We also accept any type of box spring. We also accept mattresses from futons. Types of mattresses that we don't accept are things like air mattresses, crib mattresses, miscellaneous bedding like sheets and pillows, mattress toppers by themselves, anything that is a bed frame or the base of the frame, sleeping bags, and water beds.
Thank you very much. And then what about if it has bed bugs or any contamination? Yeah.
Thank you for the question. We are able to, when a mattress has bed bugs, it's unable to be recycled, and that requires a little bit of extra work on the part of the resident if they're putting it out for a bulky item collection. So we ask residents, if you know your bed has bed bugs, to please mention that if you're calling it in, or that if you are requesting it on the 311 app, there is a note that you can add. And in the case of that, you're supposed to wrap the mattress in a plastic bag. This is because when we come pick up the mattress, we don't want those bed bugs to spread to the other mattresses, because then those mattresses can't be recycled either. And then we'll take that and dispose of it responsibly while the other mattresses go to the recycler to be recycled.
All right. Thank you very much. Commissioners, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a first and a second? First by President Pro Tem Grant, seconded by Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item 4, starting with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. Aye. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes. Item 4 is adopted, referred to Mayor and Council forthwith.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, which is a motion, CD Council District 15, bid re-advertisement CIP 5261, Terminal Island.
All right. Hi, everyone, again. I will be talking about this item for today. So this is for capital improvement project 5261, Terminal Island Water Reclamation Plant polymer system replacement, which was advertised on June 25th of this year, and bids were received on August 6th. The existing polymer, and just some background on the project. The existing polymer blending system at Terminal Island has reached the end of its useful service life. The project will remove outdated equipment, implement automation, and integrate the distributed control system for improved maintenance and operation. The project will install new neat polymer transfer pumps, diluted polymer delivery pumps, 2 7,000-gallon batch mixing tanks, flow control valves, variable frequency drives, electrical and control equipment. The city engineer's estimate for this project is $5.6 million. It has been determined that it is in the best interest of the city to reject all bids for the project and to immediately re-advertise the project. I therefore move that the Board of Public Works reject all bids for the project, and the Bureau of Engineering will return to the board at a later date to re-advertise the project.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a first and a second?
Second.
First by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by Commissioner Cardenas.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll take roll call vote on approval of item 5, starting with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes, and item 5 is approved and will move forward forthwith.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6, AFE, South Coast Air Quality Management District.
Here we go. Good morning, President and Commissioners. I am representing for item number 6. Solid Resources Process and Construction Division operates and maintains 2 compost facilities, Griffith Park Compost Facility and Lopez Canyon Compost Facility, and 1 mulching facility, which is Harbor Mulching Facility. And also operates and maintains Clark's, the Central Los Angeles Recycling Transfer Center. And these facilities have AQMD permits for different pieces of equipment, which include grinder, churner, screener, and emergency generators at Clark's. And if we don't get pay these permit fees, we get we're not in compliance with AQMD, which could lead up to NOVs. And we are requesting $45,000 for all the permit fees. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a first and a second?
Second.
First by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you, President Kang. And we'll take a roll call vote on approval of item 6, starting with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes, item 6 is approved and will move forward forthwith.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving to number 7 for Council District 14, bid extension, Central Business District Sewer Rehabilitation Unit 12.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Lubna Malik. I'm the project manager for the CBD Sewer Rehab Unit 12 project. This project was advertised on November 5th. The city engineer's estimate is $19,693,140. Currently, the project is scheduled to receive bids on December 17th of this year, but we are requesting an extension of the bid date from December 17th to January 14th of next year in order to provide general contractors ample time to prepare complete and competitive bids.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Commissioner Cardenas.
Yes, thank you. Why is it thought that the existing timeline wouldn't work for the contractors?
So there's some numerous reasons I've stated in the motion. One reason in the past is that general contractors have issued complaints when we have bid opening dates in December for Thanksgiving and holidays associated with December. That one reason is because their subcontractors are usually taking time off, and so they're not available to prepare those complete bids. Another specific reason for this project is because we have an adjacent project, CBD Unit 11B, that is also being pushed. And so we need to push this one further out to January.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a first and a second? First by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you, President Kang. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item 7, starting with you, President Kang.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. And Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All ayes. Item 7 is approved and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Knight, I believe that concludes our regular agenda item for today.
Yes, it does, President Kang.
Our next meeting for regular Board of Public Works will be on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. The regular meeting is now adjourned at 10:47 a.m. and we will directly reopen